Yo, editing Weebfox here. Really quickly wanted to chime in on this because I figured it's good enough to mention. There's a little bit of a rule change this episode that I will introduce in the set breakdown, but also don't freak out about the length. So a little bit of spoilers. Something happens in the game, so we end up playing actually 3 sets total this episode. So that's why the length is quite crazy of the episode. So I will have those also timestamped down below when it's set 1, when it's set 2, when it's set 3. And you'll see what happens, but we just figured we would play multiple sets this episode. So yeah, just letting you know that's why the episode is so long. Also, sorry that this is late. I've been really busy this week, so hopefully next week we'll be back to our regular schedule. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy the episode. Peace. Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeex. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode, we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. Guys and gals, ladies and lads, welcome to another episode of the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. This time, Magician's Force and Tournament Pack 4. But before we dive into the breakdown of today, so apologies in advance, this is going to be a little on the lengthier side because of the start. I want to talk a little bit about a little rule change that we are implementing into the series. So, and that's also why this time I am actually doing the set breakdown before we actually did the episode, because we came up with this, or Jeex came up with this rather close to the episode, so I figured I would want to have it here so to make things make more sense. So basically it's quite simple. So I have Magician's Force pulled up here, and Dark Magician Girl, the very first card in the set, wouldn't do anything in the context of our episode because we have no access to Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos in the set. So the rule change that we are implementing is if a card is directly by name mentioned in the card text of another card in the set, in this case Dark Magician Girl mentioned Dark Magician and Magician of Black Chaos by name, we are then allowed to play those cards in that set. So although we don't have Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos in the set, we are still allowed to play those in this episode. So this came from Jeex, and I think it's gonna be a very good idea going forward, because not only are we at some point, if we get to that point, gonna hit a bump where we're just getting constant legacy support, and we wouldn't be able to showcase those legacy support in the context of the archetype, then we also get access to just so much more cool stuff with this rule change. So we just felt like on the long run, like it's gonna be so much better. And even there, as we'll see in the breakdown, there are gonna be like so many cooler things because of the rule change in the set itself. So just wanted to let you know that that is what we're doing going forward. I will also have it included in the description of the episode and all the episodes going forward, so it doesn't mess up anything, but just letting you know that. So but yeah, with all of that, let's get into the breakdown. So hopefully everything makes more sense now. So starting off, we'll go over Magician's Force. So Dark Magician Girl already went over. Probably don't still think we will see her played. Upper's People is a 2k wall, nothing else to really talk about. Then Union Monsters make their debut in Magician's Force, and there's actually quite a few of them. Not really many that are very good. The XYZ line has some decent fusions, but I wonder if we'll see them. Darkblade, for some reason, everybody I know has owned this card at some point. So just a cool little detail. Comment below if you actually owned Darkblade at some point in your life. I'm curious to find out. Giant Orc, 22k normal summonable beater without attribute. Has the Goblin Attack Force effect, where if it attacks, it changes your defense position at the end of the battle phase, and has to remain there in defense until your next turn's end. So at least one more turn, but it's still, you can just summon it and have it sit there and be basically a 2.2k wall in terms of attack points, so that's also pretty good. Spell Canceller, a level 5 with quite bad stats, but a very meaningful effect. Spell cards and their effects on the field cannot be activated, negate all spell effects on the field. Negaban King has seen some play because of tier elements lately, but for our format, not really gonna do anything. Roulette Barrel, and I did 2k wall. Paladin of White Dragon, also playable because of the rules change, since you can now include the Blue Eyes White Dragon to have it. And otherwise, it's just a ritual monster that is a level 4, and it immediately pops face down defense position monsters without flipping them up. So that's pretty good. It's basically just a very good Sasuke Samurai that you can tribute for a Blue Eyes. White Dragon Ritual is used to summon it. Frontline Base is very good if you are playing Unions, but I doubt we're going to be seeing them here. Kaiser Colosseum, a banned continuous spell card. If there's one or more monsters on the field of the controller of this card, their opponent then cannot place a monster in the field if they would exceed the players that controls this monster. It's just a pretty much a ruling nightmare, but also very simply, if I have a monster in the field and Jeex has a monster in the field, I pass it back to him. He cannot summon another monster unless he gets rid of my monster. Then I don't have monsters, then Kaiser Colosseum doesn't matter. So basically it tries to keep the balance of monsters the same. Autonomous Action Unit, a very gimmicky Premature Burial. It's an equip spell that pays 1500 life points and then targets a monster in your opponent's grave. And special summon is in the attack position and equip it with this, and when this leaves the field, destroy the monster. Poison of Goldmine can be used as burn or life gain. A Dark Core, probably our best removal tool in the set. A simple spell where you pay a cost of 1 discard and then target a offensive monster field and banish it. And this is very important. There are a few reasons for that we'll talk about later. Rare Gordon's Metal Silver are some cool equips, but I'm not sure if we'll see them. Wave Motion Cannon, and we actually have quite a bit of other just burn stuff here in the set, so that's something to maybe consider. Spell Shield type 8, a way to deal with spell cards, but a couple of these cards aren't as relevant because of stuff that we have in Tournament Pack 4, as you'll see. Revel of Warlords, still played to this day, a Floodgate. Each player can only control one type of monster, and all the rest are sent to the grave. Interestingly enough, though, this only affects obviously face-up monsters. So you can still set stuff and get their flip effects off and then send them afterwards. Addition Trap Hole, when your opponent summons monster, have its original attack. Pretty good trap actually, since there's, as you'll see, there's some quite big monsters already. Giant Orc as well can be pretty well gutted with this card, and it's just a trap that it doesn't have to stay on the field, although it basically has a equip type effect. Great Angus, 18k beater. Luster Dragon, the best vanilla beater, along with Giant Orc at 1900. It's a normal monster though. Amazonas? What did I have? Sorry. Okay, now. Amazonas Paladin gains 100 attack for each Amazonas monster you control. I don't know what that's so hard for me to pronounce. So basically, it's always going to be 1800. Amazonas Fighter, not very relevant. Swordswoman, your opponent takes all the battle damage you would have taken for battles involving this card instead. But even with that, you still lose the monster, so it's probably not going to see play. Amazon's Tiger would be able to create a lock, but unfortunately you can only control one, so it's probably not going to be too relevant. And then, because of the rule change, these are actually playable, so Skilled White Magician and Dark Magician have basically the same effect. Whenever a spell card is activated, place one spell counter on these cards with max 3, and then when I have 3, they can be attributed to spell summon a Buster Blader for Skilled White Magician or Dark Magician for Skilled Dark Magician, respectively, from anywhere, basically hand deck or a graveyard. So a very good way to get access to these level 7s that way. Apprentice Magician just plays a spell counter on a target that can be placed when it's summoned, and when it's destroyed by battle, you can spell summon a level 2 or lower spellcaster from your deck in face down defense position. It can summon itself or one of the better targets. Old Vindictive Magician is a flip spellcaster, which on flip just targets a monster your opponent controls and destroys the target. It's a spellcaster man-eater bug, so that's very good. Chaos Command Magician, one of the better tribute summons of the set as well. It's a 1 tribute monster with 2400 attack, and that negates any monster effect that targets one card, so Old Vindictive, for example, cannot pop it. Magical Marionette, another card to actually consider. Each time a spell is activated, place a spell counter on it and gains 200 for each spell counter on it, and you can remove 2 to target a monster in the field and destroy the target. So you can just have this be a recurring pop that with enough spells can actually get quite big as well. And as you have already seen, we have quite a few powerful spells, and we have more to see as well. Break of the Magical Warrior, a very notorious card. If it's normal summoned, place a spell counter on it. Can have max 1. It gains 300 for each spell counter it has, and then you can remove a spell counter to target a spell or a trap and pop it. Magical Scientist also debuts here. Also important enough, all the double fusion of the XYZs are level 6, so they can be summoned with this. But as you'll see, this costs 1000 life points, and the best way to actually abuse this, as you'll see a little bit later, doesn't get you more burn than that. So it's probably not gonna see you, which thank God for that, but just something still to consider. Royal Magical Library, another 2k wall. Each time a spell is activated, place a spell counter on it, and max 3, you can remove 3 spell counters to draw a card from it, and it's not once per turn, interestingly enough. And Armor Axe, a gimmicky beater that requires you to pay spell counters basically to have it on the field, so probably not going to see it. Tribe Infected Virus, very good in this set with the prevalence of immediate. With very prevalent this set with the power and prevalence of spellcasters. So discard a card from your hand and declare a 1-type of monster, destroy a failed monsters of the declared type on the field. Sorry, I just can't talk today. This koala on flip inflicts burn damage, is 1800 defense as well, so a pretty decent wall. Magical Merchant on a flip excavates card from top of your deck until you excavate a back row and then add it to the hand and send the rest to a grave. That's also pretty good. Dark Rat with White Tail, a bit more of a gimmicky penguin soldier. On flip it returns 2 of your opponent's monsters and 1 of yours to their hand, so if it can just flip itself and bounce 2 of your opponents, obviously very powerful. But if it gets attacked, it's destroyed and it can't choose itself, then it gets very awkward. So something to maybe consider, but I don't know if we're gonna see it. Big Man Shot is a equip, gives piercing and a 400 attack boost, and then if it leaves the field, the monster equip is banished. Master was what I was alluding to earlier with Magical Scientist, but unfortunately Magical Scientist, or rather, fortunately, I guess, Magical Scientist costs you 1000 per summon, and Master Rival only afflicts 400, so that's why I'm probably not gonna see it. Buster Blader can be searched directly with Emblem of Dragon Destroyer, but even if we end up playing Buster Blader, I don't think we're gonna see this card, since Buster Blader can just be summoned straight from the deck with Skilled White Magician. Jar Rubber very important because this means we get to play Pot of Greed, so obviously we're both gonna play 3. My Body is Shield, when your opponent's activated spell or trap or monster effect that would destroy monsters on the field, you can pay 1500, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy the card. So some pretty nice protection there. Amazonas Archers is a very powerful trap, but it requires you to control Amazonas, so I don't think it's consistent enough to play. This armament destroys all equips on the field, which there are a few, so it could be something to continue on the side. And then final, I think, notable card to talk about in the main set is Dark Paladin, a fusion of Dark Magician and Buster Blader that must be fusion summoned, and then when a spell is activated, you can discard a card to negate the activation, not once per turn. And this must be face up on the field to activate and resolve it, and gain 500 for each dragon on the field as well as in the graveyards. And it's already very massive, so if this ever hits the field, it's going to be a big problem. And also very important to note, which I almost forgot, we are actually able to play polymerization in the set because the XYZs are all contact fusions, which means they say must be spell summoned by banishing the power cards you control. You do not use polymerization. This directly mentions polymerization by name, so we are therefore allowed to play it. So we could play Dark Paladin if we would like to. Sorry, this has gone very long. I've ended up talking about a lot of cards, but so I'll try to give the Tournament Pack 4 breakdown very brief. But it also has quite a few very good cards. Royal Decree negates all other trap effects on the field, and it's a continuous trap, so very powerful to shut down back row. Morphing Jar obviously comes back, and with autonomous action unit, as well as one card that we'll cover shortly, it's going to be very powerful in this set. Megamorph, a very good equip, as we've seen already as well. Chain Destruction, when a monster with 2000 or less attack is summoned, target one of them and destroy all cards with that name in its controller's hand and main deck. So, unlike Nobleman, this doesn't actually lose you anything. You can just pop one of your opponent's monsters and then all of their copies. So, hitting something like Breaker with this would actually be very powerful. Fiend Mega Cyber level 6, you can spell summon if your opponent controls at least 2 or more monsters than you do. Something you can maybe consider, but maybe too gimmicky, another 18k beater. And then, Call of the Grave, when your opponent activates a monster reborn, negate the effect of that monster reborn. So, this means we get to play monster reborn. So, autonomous action unit, while being very gimmicky, but still decently good, potentially, we might not see it at all, since we are just allowed 3 copies of monster reborn each. Rush Recklessly also is back, as well as Giant Rat. Senju is there if you want to play Paladin of White Dragon, Nimble Moanga, Mystic Tomato, Nobleman of Extermination. So a lot of powerful cards that we've already seen Gravity Bind. And very important, Magic Drain, a counter trap that, when your opponent activates a spell card, they can discard a spell to negate this effect, but if they don't negate the activation of the spell card, if you do destroy it. So, very powerful, since not only are you gaining value by having your opponent discard cards directly from their hand, if they don't have a spell, it's just a straight up negate on their spell. So Tournament Pack 4 definitely has a lot of powerful stuff in it, and I think like stuff like Morphing Jar and Magic Drain are just going to be very powerful in the set. But yeah, sorry that this went long. I ended up talking about a lot of cards that I maybe didn't need to, but hopefully it's still fine, and it'll be very interesting to see what the rule change actually does for the episode. So with all that being said, let's go to the deck breakdown, and I will see you all there.
Okay, so Break of the Magical Warrior, Magician's Force, coolest shit set. Buster Blader is in here because of the new rule change we implemented. Same with Dark Magician. We can play these 2 cards because the fact that we have cards in the set that mention those cards. And then on top of that, we also have Pot of Greed because we have Jar Robber in the set. So that'll enable us to play 3 copies of Jar of Greed to speedrun through everything. We also have a Polymerization because Polymerization is mentioned on the Contact Fusions. Specifically, you do not use Polymerization. So there we go. That's why I have these cards in here. So the new rule change is honestly really cool. I think adding this rule change can, in the long run, enhance every single set. because every single set at some point will start mentioning an older card you need to play. I don't know if we're gonna end up going the way of like eventually once we get to the point where there's literally no cards mentioning a specific card, but a specific point of a card. If we're gonna make a rule where we can play the cards that have that in their name, thus enabling us to play archetypes. We'll see how that goes as time goes on. But yeah, so starting off, Apprentice Magician. As you can probably tell, by the way, this is a very spellcaster heavy set. And well, that's obviously obvious from the name as well. But like we have Apprentice Magician, Breaker, Chaos Command Magician, Vindictive, Magical Library, Skilled Dark Magician, Skilled White Magician, and even Dark Magician, even though he's not in the set actually. And then we have Dark Paladin, who is also a spellcaster. Like this is a very, very spellcaster heavy set, but there's a lot of good stuff in it too. Stuff like Tribe Infecting Virus and well, Giant Orc, and that's why I'm playing Rivalry Warlords, because the fact that it can, if my opponent happens to be playing good stuff, it can shut him out pretty well. So yeah, Apprentice Magician, if this card is summoned, target one physical card on the field and place a spell counter on it, and if this card is destroyed by battle, special summon one level 2 or lower spellcaster monster from your deck in face down defense position. Now, if we had the ability to play Magician of Faith in this set, I think this card could be really good, simply because of the fact that I don't think Vindictive is as good as stuff like Dark Core is, My Body is a Shield is, Pot of Greed is. And that then makes me go like, I don't know if this is worth playing more than one off. I'm playing 4 copies of Old Vindictive effectively, and this allows me to reuse Breaker or enable Royal Magical Library or enable Skilled Dark Magician and so on and so forth. So I think it can be pretty good. Then we have Breaker. Sorry, got a yawn. My bad. So we have Breaker the Magical Warrior. Breaker is a legendarily strong card for early Yu-Gi-Oh! It has the effect of, if this card is normal summoned, place one spell counter on it, and it gains 300 attack for each spell counter on it. You can only have one of them on it, though, so which is kind of weird. Then it has the effect of you can remove one spell counter from this card and target one spell trap on the field and destroy that target. This card is so versatile. It's such a big beat stick. It's the same size as Gemini Alpha when it has the counter, and on top of that, it has utility. Like, come on, if you just look at Gemini Alpha real quick. It's just a 1.9k beater. It does nothing. It does fucking nothing. And then this thing has an MST effectively. It's not instant speed, sure, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good versatile effect against stuff like Warlord, maybe even Spell Shield type 8, and maybe other stuff that I have in here, which we'll discuss later. And oh, of course, Big Bang Shot. If you target Big Bang Shot using Breaker, it can be really, really devastating. So yeah, Buster Blader. Buster Blader is a level 7, 2.6k beater with the effect of if this card gains 500 attack for each dragon monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard. Simple as, nothing big, nothing interesting. He's probably not going to get summoned as is. Like, I have Skilled White Magician in here, sure, but I'm thinking he's probably not going to get summoned. And if he's going to get used for something, he would be used for polymerization with Dark Magician. Then you have Giant Orc. Giant Orc, I skipped Chaos Command Magician. I think this card is going to be the de facto beater alongside Breaker. I think Breaker, Giant Orc, and Chaos Command Magician will define how these games go. Yeah, Chaos Command Magician has it's a 1 TP monster, 2.4k attack. That's pretty good, pretty big. And then has the effect of negate any monster effects that target this one card. So it's immune to Man-Eater bugs, so effectively Old Vindictive Magician as well. And then you have Giant Orc, which is the same as Goblin Attack Force, but 200 attack weaker, which means it's less potent for like pushing for game, but it's still a really good card. Yeah, and you can't trade it into Chaos Command Magician, which is kind of sad. If this card was Goblin Attack Force, then I would question if Chaos Command Magician is worth running, because the fact that we have a card that just simply swings over Chaos Command Magician. But yeah, Giant Orc is basically a beat stick and a 2.2k wall. Important. Once again, 2.2k wall. Big, huge, massive. Then we have Old Vindictive Magician. Old Vindictive Magician is Man-Eater bug. Simple as. It's a spellcaster Man-Eater bug that you can summon with Apprentice Magician. Has nothing else going for it. Royal Magical Library. Royal Magical Library is another 2k ward spellcaster, which means that I could use it. It avoids stuff like Rivalry, but it gets destroyed by this thing, which we're going to talk about in a bit. And it has the effect of each time a spell card is activated, place one spell counter on this card, and then removes 3 spell counters on this card to draw a card. Really good effect, really solid effect. I think it might pop like once during this set, but that once can make a massive difference. Like imagine if you play Royal Magical Library and you play Pot of Greed, you draw Pot of Greed, you play Pot of Greed, you play Pot of Greed. You played 3 spell cards and you now drew like, you went +4 for using 3 cards, and it's insane. So then we have Skilled Dark Magician, a 1.9k beta. I think this card is on par in terms of attack with Breaker, but it doesn't have as much utility. So Skilled Dark Magician has the effect of each time a spell card is activated, place 1 spell counter on this card. When that spell resolves, you contribute this card with 3 spell counters on it, and special summon 1 Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or grave. Sorry, I had another yawn. I haven't been sleeping well, apparently. I think this card is not as strong as Breaker or Giant Orc, even though it has the same amount of attack as Breaker, because the fact that Breaker has the utility. You can trade this into a Breaker, which is really good. Like that's the thing that I'm kind of looking forward to. Like the idea that Breaker isn't infallible while it's on the field against everything other than Giant Orc is important, because that'll mean that you can actually like deal with it. You can basically remove your opponent's spell trap removal and remove their bodies on the field by going 1 for 1. But it might not be worth going 1 for 1. But we'll see. We'll see. Another thing about this card is that back in the day, like way back in the day, like fucking 12 years ago now or something, I used to really try to play Dark Paladin using Skilled Dark Magician and Skilled White Magician and all the shitty fucking spellcaster support we had, like the card that says when your spellcaster attacks, you can contribute it to summon a spellcaster with 2,000 attack or less or something. It did not work. It was really bad, okay? It was shit. But I have fond memories of playing with these cards, so yeah. Skilled Blood Magician, it's effectively the same thing, but it's a stat star flip, and it has the effect to summon a Buster Blader, which means that it's an effective, it's basically the same thing, but worse. Except that the monster that it summons is objectively better. But don't mind. Then we have a Tribe Infecting Virus. Now this card is gonna be a fucking menace. So it has the effect of discard 1 card from your hand and declare 1 type of monster. Destroy all face-up monsters of the declare. Oh, sorry. I need to go to bed after this. Discard 1 card from your hand, declare 1 type of monster. Destroy all face-up monsters of the declared type on the field. That's a really strong effect. Because in case you haven't been paying attention, that's a spellcaster, that's a spellcaster, that's a spellcaster, that's a spellcaster. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 spellcasters, different spellcaster monsters in my deck, of which there are multiple each. And this whole set is like revolving around spellcasters. On top of that, I'm going to be limiting myself to spellcasters and limiting him to spellcasters too. So that's important. But yeah, Tribe Infecting Virus is gonna be a menace, and I think it will probably blow up a couple of fields. Dark Magician, autonomous action unit. Now this is like a premature burial, but way worse, and only for your opponent's graveyard. Pay 1,500 life points, then target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon that target to your side of the field in face-up attack position, and equip it with this card. When this card leaves the field, destroy the equipped monster. Okay, so it's possible that you can get a Breaker on your side of the field. You can get a Chaos Command Magician. You can get a Giant Orc. You can get a Tribe Infecting. I think this card can be really versatile. I'm only playing 1 though, because the fact that it's kind of a hard break in hand. Like if you draw it on turn 1, it's dead. If you draw it on turn 2, it's probably still dead. If you draw it on turn 3, maybe you can use it now. I think you don't really want to have this card in hand in early game, and I don't really think you want to draw it in early game too, which leads you to a situation where you're like, well, I'll just play 1 off, because I have Pot of Greed, so I will eventually draw into it, right? With Royal Magical Library, Pot of Greed, and using all the tutors that I have in here. But yeah, A Big Bang Shot. Big Bang Shot gives 400 attack to the equipped monster, and the equipped monster deals piercing damage. That's a really strong card in a set with Giant Orc, Apprentice Magician, Old Vindictive Magician, and it'll also push stuff like Skilled Dark Magician over Breaker or Giant Orc, and Giant Orc over Chaos Command. I think this card is going to be key. Then Dark Core. Dark Core has the effect of discard one card and target one face-up monster on the field and banish that target. This is the de facto removal, and it's the best way to remove Chaos Command or Buster Blade or Dark Magician because of the fact that these cards are just too big. Then we have a really unique counter card, My Body as a Shield. When your opponent activates a spell trap card, the card or monster effect that will destroy monsters on the field, pay 1,500 life points. Negate the activation if you do destroy it. This card is really unique and versatile because the fact that it's a quick play. You can use it on your turn in response to your opponent using stuff. You can use it from your hand. You can also set it face down, and like it's just got such utility that a lot of other like protection traps now don't have. And then we have Polymerization. Polymerization is the fusion spell. We know that what that does. Pot of Greed, Adhesion Trap Hole. Adhesion Trap Hole says when your opponent summons a monster, half that monster's original attack. I think this card can be really good. Like I think this is really important for stuff like Chaos Command, Giant Orc. Those two cards can be really threatening, so you want to half their attacks as often as possible. Then you have Rivalry Warlords. Rivalry Warlords has the effect of each player can only control one type of monster. Send all other face-up monsters to control the graveyard. That's a really good card against stuff like spellcasters, and just like, or not spellcasters, but against good stuff. Like against good stuff, I think this card will be really powerful, but against just pure spellcasters, you're gonna side out of it. And it's really good at de-incentivizing playing Tribe Infecting Virus, because if you're going to be playing a lot of spellcasters, you're going to be able to kind of lock them out of playing other stuff using Rivalry. And then we have Spell Shield type 8, which negates a spell card using either spell cards from your hand or if that card only targets one card on the field. I think this card is really good. I think like the other card was just you have to remove 2 spell counters from something, and it's not that good, even though it's a universal negate for spell cards. I think being able to decide between, I want to negate a spell card or I want to negate one spell card that targets a card on the field is good. I think these modes make the difference here. Then we have the side deck. The side deck contains Apprentice Magician, which is not really relevant again. I don't think I'm going to be playing that. Or many copies of that at least. Like I'll maybe see this once, and that's it. And then we have this Koala. This Koala is a card that I'm using mostly because it de-incentivizes playing stuff like My Body as a Shield. Like My Body as a Shield and Autonomous Action Unit are cards that burn you for a lot. So a single Disc Koala after your opponent's played a couple of Pogs can really hurt them. So I have 3 of them in here, so I can maybe side into them if my opponent decides to play a little too frivolously with his life points. Then we have a third Tribe Infected Virus. If it turns out that he's not playing good stuff at all, then we're going to side in a third one of this in place of Warlords. Then we have Autonomous Action Unit. Autonomous Action Unit has the benefit of, like, if my opponent has somehow figured out a way to discard a lot of cards, like let's say they're using some weird thing that lets them use Polymerization ASAP, I can probably get value out of Autonomous Action Unit on turn 1, on my own turn 1. Then Jaw Robber. I'm simply playing Jaw Robber because of the fact that I think it's funny that we can play Pot of Greed because of it. Then we have Rivalry Warlords. Rivalry Warlords says the same thing as before, and I can play, if I want to play 3 of it, I'll probably side out an Autonomous Action or Tribe Infecting Virus, because the fact that if he's not playing spellcasters at all, and he's not even playing Tribe Infecting Virus, or if he's like playing a pure good stuff build with stuff like Luster Dragon, Tribe Infecting Virus, Breaker, and Giant Orc and Chaos Command, I think this card can be really good. So maybe you want to play 3 of those. Then we have Secret Barrel. Secret Barrel is in here for the same reason as this Koala, because of the bird. And then I have the spell Absorbing Life. Flip all face down defense pushing monster cards on the field face up and Flip effects are not activated at this time. Increase your life points by 400 points for each effect monster on the field. I think this card can be really good for dealing with burn itself. Like if you're doing a lot of self-burn, you can probably use this to survive stuff like Death Squall and Secret Barrel. But yeah, I think that about does it. I think this is a really cool set. Like this this new rule that we added can make a lot of things happen, and I think it'll be interesting to see how the games go. So good luck.
Guys and gals, welcome back. And yes, the trend continues. I refuse to play 40 card decks. I hate consistency. So what we're doing this time is a Magician's Force as well as Tournament Pack 4. And yeah, this seems like a very interesting set. Because of the rule breakdown that I hopefully did, I hope some of these inclusions then make sense, and stuff like Pot of Greed and Monster Reborn that don't normally show up in the set, you understand now why we are allowed to play these. So real briefly, if a card is mentioned in another card's text in the set, we are now allowed to play it. So I am allowed to play Blue Eyes White Dragon because Paladin of White Dragon directly mentions it by name in the card text. But with all of that being said, let us get into the deck breakdown. So starting us off, we are playing one Chaos Command Magician, one in the side, one in the main. So I just figured I wanted to have another one if I feel like the games are slow and I actually can tribute for it. It's just a very simple 24k beater with one tribute that negates monster effects that target it. So it can be popped by stuff like Old Vindictive, which is very good. Break of the Magical Warrior, 3 copies of it. It's a 90k beater on summon because of the spell counter. And after you remove the spell counter, which you can do to pop a back row, it's still a 60k beater, so still a very powerful card. And it only gains the spell counter on normal summon. So if it's later summoned back by Monster Reborn, it does not gain the spell counter. Still very good. 3 Old Vindictive Magician. It's just on a flip. It's just a spellcaster man-eater bug. Just very good once again. Basically always at least 1 for once. 3 Morphing Jar. This came in the Tournament Pack 4 on flip. Both players discard their hands and then draw 5. This is just very powerful if you open up Morphing Jar with a lot of back row. You can just set all of your stuff, set Morphing Jar, and then you'll refuel your hand right back up. So pretty self-explanatory. I'm kind of going fast, but I think last time I spent looking back on it, I spent way too long on my breakdown, so I figured I would this time make it a lot more simple. 2 copies of Death Squall. This is just another one of our walls. I've said another, although I haven't talked about the main wall yet, which on flip inflicts burn damage to your opponent. And I feel like with stuff like Morphing Jar and Pot of Greed, we're actually going to have a lot more cards in our hands, so the burn damage can actually end up being stuff like 12 to 16k, which can actually matter quite a bit. And 2 Roulette Barrel as well. This is just our 2k wall. I was pondering between this and Royal Magical Library, but I figured it doesn't matter too much, and Roulette Barrel is funnier. So yeah, once per day you can roll a 6-sided die twice and choose one result and destroy one monster field level. This level is equal to that result. If we ever pull that off, I think that's gonna be funny. 3 Tribe Infecting Virus. This is just another removal tool that's a 16k beater as well. Discard a card from your hand and declare a monster type and destroy all face monsters of the declared type on the field. There's a lot of good spellcasters in this set. I only have a few myself, but I wouldn't be surprised to see even more on Jeex's field. And since this is also type, bound to a type, I figured I would talk about it here. We actually don't have Rivalry of Warlords. I had it initially in my side deck at 3 copies, but the more I thought about it, the more I figured I didn't want to include it, because we have spellcasters, we have rocks, we have fiends, we have aqua, we have machine, we have beast, even here we had dragons and fairies and insects. I figured that I would more often than not be hurting myself more with it than I would be helping. And the only actual like reasonable way for me to even get rid of it is with Breaker's effect, and I do not want to be using that on my own stuff, so I end up just cutting it all together. Finally, for the monsters, we have the Giant Orc. It's just a 22k beater that can be normal summon without tribute. I can just sit on it with it on attack if I feel the need to, or I can use it to swing over basically anything that isn't tribute summoned, and then it's probably gonna die afterwards, but if it doesn't, then I just have a free tribute for stuff like Chaos Command. So just very, very powerful all together. Big Bang Shot and Rush Reckless, I figured I'd talk together. So 2 Big Bang, 2 Rush Reckless. I couldn't really decide which one to go for. I think Rush is a little bit better just because of the 700 attack boost instead of the 400. The piercing may matter though because of stuff like Giant Orc, but I figured like with the banishing, Rush would be better than Big Bang, but I wasn't confident about it enough to the point where I would run 3 Rush and 1 Big Bang, so I just ended up going with 2 and 2. Just some simple power boosting. Then we have 3 Dark Core, the best removal tool in the set. Discard a card and target a face-up monster in the field and banish it. It's just very good because you can, because you banish stuff, it can't then be recurred with Monster Reborn either, which is very powerful. My Body is a Shield. I was pondering bumping this down to 2 to run only 42 cards, but I figured we have still enough ways of destroying stuff. There's the trap that I actually have in my side, I forgot. Chain Destruction. When a monster with 2000 or less attack is summoned, you can target one of them and destroy all cards with that name in hand and main deck. This is quite devastating if it gets pulled off, so using my body on that is very good. Obviously, Ultimate Vindictive will definitely show up a lot, and even stuff like Tribe Infecting in a situation where we might have like a Breaker and Old Vindictive, then Tribe Infecting would 2-for-1 us, but with my body as shield, it's actually very good because you can protect multiple monsters from being destroyed, so pretty nice protection just altogether. Kaiser Coliseum, we're running at 2. This sort of like works as a pseudo field spell. So a lot of really hard text. Essentially, as long as I have a monster in the field, Jeex cannot have more monsters on his side of the field than me. So if I have a Breaker on my side of the field and he flips up a Morphing Jar, or has anything, he has his own Breaker and it's his turn. Unless he crashes our Breakers and then summons, he cannot summon anything. Because anything that would, any play basically that would put him at more monsters than me is not allowed. So like I said, simply it's this, and then explained it for like a minute or two. Sorry. 3 copies of Monster Reborn. I mean, you already know. It's Monster Reborn. Target that monster in either graveyard, spell summon. No clauses, no restrictions. Nothing like that. It's just a very powerful way to get a monster on your side of the field, pick up tempo, and if you've watched any episodes where we play Monster Reborn, like, you know, I tend to stack with it pretty well, so hopefully we can do the same this time. 3 Pot of Greed. Yes, we are playing 3 pot, obviously. 2 Magic Rain, a 3rd one in this side, so when your opponent activates a spell, they can discard a spell to negate the activation. If they don't, activation of this card, if they don't negate the spell. So basically, Jeex fires up Pot of Greed, I flip up Magic Rain, unless he discards another Pot of Greed or any other spell, the Pot of Greed is then negated. A very, very powerful card, which in hindsight probably should have 3 copies in the main deck, but you know, I'll go with this since I've already started talking about it. 3 Adhesion Trap Hole, finally. When your opponent summons a monster, have its original attack. And importantly, this doesn't have to stay on the field to have the monster's attack be halved. It just is halved then for the rest of the game when it's on the field. So very good for stuff like Chaos Command, or if he's playing other tribute summons. Very good for stuff like Breaker and Giant Orc as well. Just a very, basically a pseudo removal that still obviously lets the summon go through, but then the monster is just hindered on the field. As for the side deck, we already talked about Magic Rain, already talked about Chain Destruction, already talked about Chaos Command, but we all have our third copy of Roulette Barrel if we need more 2k walls. And we also have 2 magical merchant here, which on flip excavate cards from top of your deck until you hit a spell or a trap, add it to your hand and send the rest to the grave. So this is a good way to find a lot of our powerful spells and traps, which we are also playing a lot of. So I figured I'd throw at least a couple in this side if I feel like I want to go for them. And then sort of the for fun package, because I figured when you look at this, I think it's pretty boring if, okay, we implement this like quite major rules change. And okay, so that lets me play 3 Monster Reborn and 3 Pot of Greed. That's all I'm gonna do. I figured that was a little bit boring, so I wanted to do something with it. And I think Paladin of White Dragon is a pretty cool card and actually a pretty good card in the context of this episode as well. So I just figured I'd include a little bit of a Blue Eyes ritual package. So we're playing 2 Paladin of White. Actually, let me go. Paladin of White Dragon can be summoned with White Dragon Ritual, where you also attribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal 4 or more. We're playing 3 of that. We're playing only 2 of Paladin because we're playing 2 Senju that can add or normal or flip summon the Paladin to our hand. And then 2 Paladin of White Dragon, which can be summoned with White Dragon Ritual. If it attacks a face down defense position monster, the monster is destroyed at the start of the damage step. So that's a good way of dealing with stuff like Old Vindictive or Morphing Jar, or even some of the 2k walls or the Squala. So it just deals with a lot of stuff. And you can also attribute this card and spell summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or deck, but it cannot attack for the rest of the turn. So probably the play pattern you want to go for it is your opponent has something set, you go for Paladin of White Dragon, you destroy the set monster, don't give your opponent the flip, and then main 2 you sack this off, since it's not small per se, but it's not the biggest thing and can't be beat over with stuff like tribute monsters or even giant orc. So you distribute it off for a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your main 2. And it doesn't really hurt that it doesn't summon from grave, since, and that's also why we're only running 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon, since even if it finds its way into our hand, we can summon it. If it doesn't, we can just get it straight from the deck, and then we have a Blue Eyes in circulation to loop with Monster Reborn. So I figured that would be a pretty cool thing to do. Our extra is just a bunch of crap that I cannot be playing. I was thinking of maybe including a Polymerization and Dark Magician and Buster Blader for Dark Paladin, but it's too tight, and the XYZs, they are very bad. My very first draft for this deck was a deck that was playing those, but yeah, no. That was even before the rules change, but yeah, it would be way too bad to play, but I feel like this is also interesting enough. And completely honest, I think this is one of the coolest sets that we've had. I definitely think the rules change obviously contributes to that, but I think even without that, there's just so much cool stuff in the set, like Breaker, that makes the set just probably a lot of fun to play. And we also have a lot of interaction because stuff like Old Vindictive, Dark Core, Magic Drain. So I feel like these games are definitely going to be very back and forth. So hopefully that is what happens. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy the episode. So with all of that being said, I will see you all in the dueling zone. Ladies and lads, welcome to the 10th episode. We made it, double digits, baby, of the Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey. This time diving into Magician's Force as well as Tournament Pack 4. We were discussing this a little bit before we started recording, but Jeex, how are you feeling today about the set?
I'm very excited to see how a skilled Dark Magician shows his skills.
All right, yeah. I think the implementation of the new rule will definitely made this already a lot more interesting, this set in particular. And I'm sure there are at least a couple cards that because of that we will most definitely see, and then some others that might show their faces. But I guess without further ado, let's get into it, and good luck.
Good luck.
Oh, switching it up, huh?
Oh, I see. I
Oh,
know what you're gonna. Oh, no.
didn't go for the full house. So
I read your read and then you read my read.
yeah,
impossible.
exactly. The greatest mind game of all. In rock paper scissors. I think I will elect to go first. And funny, we are both playing 43 cards, and both of us actually have a full extra. I think this is the first time that we are both playing a full extra where it actually might matter.
I've been griefed.
Oh, you'll love to hear that. Me personally, I think I'll start off by firing Pot of Greed. So
This is I just realized this is another one of those sets now.
yeah, oh yeah, well, we got Monster Bone, we got Pot of Greed, we got so much stuff that we can actually do. And yeah, after that, I think I'll just do a T-pose and pass it back to you on that.
I draw and I set 4. I set 4. My turn.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
By the way, I have 24 monsters in my deck.
Oh, that's a pretty high count
Yeah.
for sure.
I have 1 in hand.
I think what we will do is we will normal summon Breaker, the magical warrior. Is that okay?
I'm gonna have to just use this simply because the fact that you will eventually hit it doesn't matter. So I'll have its attack points to 850, right? No, 950.
Yeah, as long as I have the thingy
yeah.
on it.
It's original attack. It's original attack. So you lose 800 attack and then you gain 300.
Oh, it works that way. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, that actually makes sense. So it's 1100 right now.
Yep.
And I might be wrong, but I don't think there were actual like battle traps in the set. So I will actually go and swing with the 1100.
I'm okay with it.
And go main 2 and yeah, I think I'll if you get a monster, you just swing over it though, basically with anything. Yeah, no, I think we will. I'll keep this counter just because it's basically that, hey, it's halved, but I will elect to take off the counter and I will target this one, I guess.
Oh no, it's my body is a shield.
Oh, well, I mean, that does something, I guess,
GG's.
so it's...
Go next.
that's one of them down.
Stand by.
So yeah, now Breaker is just 800.
I set 2 cards and I'll pass it over to you.
Another backer. I don't like that. Oh, that's pretty funny. Let's go stand by main. Let us flip summon Ult Vindictive, and I will attempt to pop this. Do you have the...
I will not allow it.
Oh, you have the second, my buddy. Gotcha.
No.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, I think we then just go for it. I would like to tribute off my Vindictive for Chaos Command Magician. Is that okay?
That is acceptable, yes.
Now, the problem here is that I have 2 spellcasters on the field, and there is a pretty peculiar card here that might mess up.
Very legal and very not banned card.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will kill the Breaker, as you might expect.
And we go main 2, and with that...
Can I get a Monster Reborn?
I actually... Okay. I will activate Kaiser Colosseum.
No, I didn't put this in the deck simply because the fact I was like, fuck, this is gonna suck ass, man.
I mean,
Holy fuck, this is
I
gonna
just figured like,
suck
hey,
ass.
there is some special summoning that can be done. So I just figured, hey, don't summon more stuff than me. Obviously here, if you just normal, it doesn't matter, but
I will accept this, yes.
yeah. And then on that, I will just pass it back to you.
Well, I'm gonna have to say fuck you.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good. It is gone.
It's banished. It's banished.
Oh yeah, true. Oh yeah, you can do that. Nice. Draw standby.
I got kind of griefed by my starting hand.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. And this might be really dumb, but I feel like I can push for damage here, so I'll actually just normal giant orc. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's acceptable, yes.
We go battle, and I will actually just swing for 22.
That's good, that's good.
Then it gets set to defense, and my next turn is, if it's, assuming it stays alive, I have to keep it on defense.
This is some horse shit.
You did get him? Oh. That's actually so, that's incredible.
Over 60% of my deck is monsters.
I will say, like, if Kaiser Colosseum affected me as well, like I couldn't put more, then I definitely
that would be a fair effect.
Yeah, then it would be fair, and obviously then I wouldn't play it because we don't play fair cards here. Honestly, I just think I put you on gotta have it next turn, so I would like to normal summon Tribe Infecting Virus.
I'm gonna activate Rivalry of Warlords.
Ooh. Now, I get to pick what I send, right?
Yeah, you get to pick what you send, and then you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
So you need to get rid of it.
I will send the giant orc.
Okay.
This is face up. Yeah, it's face up, so you can set stuff still, but that doesn't matter here. But yeah, I will swing for 16.
Yeah.
And I will set a back row and pass it back.
I will set a card.
He got a monster.
And I pass.
Okay. That's actually interesting. Now, the problem here is, what do you have?
I can't believe I drew like. I
Yo,
think that's like 7 spells and traps
yeah.
in my top 10. That's literally half of like all my spell traps in the deck.
Okay, screw this. I will normal summon another Tribe Infecting Virus.
Okay.
I will go a battle phase. I will attack into this, and I will rush recklessly.
That's so horseshit.
Holy, bro.
That's some dog shit right there.
Your draws compared, like, bro, my draws were actual fucking gas. It's insane how well I drew that game. And then compared to yours, is, yeah, I mean, what can I say? The better player clearly won, so yeah, let's go decide for game 2. Yeah, I think with that we can go game 2. Man, I sure got a lot of intel from the first game. You really got to play the game.
Oh, okay, buddy. Let's go. Stand by, main. We summon this guy. We activate Pot of Greed. We draw 2 cards. We put a counter on this guy, and then we set a card, and then we pass. Gas.
That was a pretty good turn 1, huh? Now the problem here is, I would like to fire off some spells, but I also do not want to see Dark Magician here. No, okay. This hurts really bad, but I would actually like to Dark Core that, and I will discard this Morphing Jar as cost.
Okay.
No
responses on the banishing. It's a banishment effect.
Yeah, that's why it's also so good. Like, because in a set with my body, it's so nice that we actually have a banishing effect. Then I will set, and I will fire off Kaiser Colosseum. Have fun.
Okay, I start my turn. I go standby main. I'm gonna I'm gonna summon Giant Orc.
Seems pretty good.
And I will attack.
Yep, it is a Morphing Jar. Another one.
That's
so. I would like to draw 5. I like that we're playing, like fair Yu-Gi-Oh, where we're drawing, but like.
I don't think this is what we should be calling fair Yu-Gi-Oh.
This is so like sickening. Yeah. Thanks. Stand by main. Oh. Does it make sense? I mean, hell, why not? I'd like to attempt to Monster Reborn your Chaos Command Magician.
Go for it.
Thank you. And, whoops, why did I put that there? What's your back row? Do you want to just, like, tell me?
No.
Okay. Just, just making sure. Wait. I mean, that's so greedy, but also that's so sick. No, I will not. I will. You've already used one rivalry. Yeah, I'll do it. I will normal my own Giant Orc. And then we go Battle Phase. And Orc into your Orc. Yeah, and this. And then main 2. Oh yeah, Arc goes to defense. And I guess I'll set and let's set another. Why not? And back to you.
Standby main, a normal summon breaker.
Oh yeah.
Acceptable.
Yes, that is fine.
I attack. I use Rush Recklessly, targeting breaker. I activate Rush Recklessly, targeting breaker.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Although I do have Magic Rain. Do you have another spell?
I have my card that I was going to use next.
Do you have another spell?
God, this sucks. This sucks so much ass. The fact that I have to build my deck without knowing the Tournament Pack 4 exists. This sucks. I'm just goofing.
Yeah, okay, well, that was a fun one.
Fuck, I can't do anything because I didn't even know we have Magic Drain in this set, dude.
Yeah, that's why I figured, like, maybe we should have just... you want to, by the way, see what my other 2 cards in my hand are? This and another Monster Reborn.
This is so horrible, man.
My draws were beyond fucking insane. Like actually.
If you didn't have Morphing Jar set, I just win.
Yeah. But yeah, I have 2 Morphing Jars in my opening hand with on the back row after that. I don't think, conceivably, you can draw better. Do you want to just, like, do another match?
We can do another match, sure.
Because these were so quick. So yeah.
This is fucking insane, dude. Holy fuck.
I mean, I can't blame you because that was actually. I mean, I don't know what you were supposed to do there. Like,
that's a tilter and a half, man.
I mean, I can definitely see that because not only was it like, yeah, obviously, you can actually start. I'll go scissors.
Thank you, thank you.
Because yeah, let me before we actually no, we can just do that. I can just keep it rolling because there's nothing to do, so it's whatever. Yeah, like I don't want to just end on that because I feel like this set has a lot more to offer than to have two insanely sacky games. So, I mean, what's to say that these won't be as sack? Oh wait, my hand is to say. I mean, I guess that's karma. I guess I deserve this. I will set. And I will activate Kaiser Coliseum. Good luck.
I will stand by main, and I will. It doesn't work, by the way, if you don't control any cards.
Yeah, I know it was one or more monsters.
Yeah,
I want to find just in case you. I don't remember if you added morphing jar in. So
I did not.
Okay, gotcha.
I just zoomed through because I was like, fuck.
It won't matter anyway, right?
Surely it won't, right? And then it's your turn.
Yep. Oh my god, this is horrible. Well, Dark Core, discard a Big Bang ass cost, and yeah, go ahead.
Your turn.
Oh, well, this is... I swear to God. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, look at that. Finally, I can play the video. Pot of green.
Oh, shit.
You're gonna magic drain me?
No magic drain.
Okay.
I wish.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Then I'm gonna set one card and pass.
All right. I swear to God. Set a back row pass. God damn it.
I go standby. I go main. Then I will summon giant orc. Is that okay?
Yeah, it is fine.
Attack giant orc for 2.2.
Yeah, I take 22.
Then it's your turn.
I am going to scream. I will.
Oh, no.
I just swear to God, I will scream. There is actually no fucking way. Go.
Can
Can I get a monster?
Okay. Can I thank you. Then I go and I sack Apprentice Magician and I sack Giant Orc and normal summon Buster Blade.
Okay.
Is this okay?
Adhesion.
Adhesion. Okay, it's
30.
1.3k. Okay.
Yep.
Then I activate Monster Reborn.
Yep.
Then I special summon Giant Orc.
Yep.
This is okay.
I would like to attempt to magic rain the
Magic
Monster
Rain.
Reborn.
I'm gonna discard Polymerization.
Yep. Let's go game 2. This episode is
that was reverse.
This episode is a travesty.
This is terrible.
But yeah.
Neither of us are gonna have a good time today.
Bro, I was so bro, fuck this. Let's go side. I swear, can we have one good game today? If we're playing 2 sets and we have nothing but blowouts, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Stand by main. Pot of greed.
Okay.
Pot of, I wish. Set. Go. Today is a travesty, man. I fucking hate everything.
Horrible. What the hell? I summon giant orc.
Yep.
That's okay.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll set 3 cards. And I attack.
And it is a magical merchant.
Yeah, we're doing the thing.
So let's excavate till we hit a spell. Not a spell. Also not a spell. A big bang shot. I mean, I guess I'll take it. I do not like seeing my Morphin Jar and Chaos Command go to the grave, but you know, it is what it is.
I'm glad that Morphing Jar into the grave, man.
I don't like you looking into my graveyard, bro.
Fuck that card, dude. Fuck that card. This goes into defense and it's your turn.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to set 1 card, but it doesn't
Oh yeah,
matter. I don't wanna
you
set
can.
it anyway. No, it's fine.
Oh,
I don't want to
okay.
set it anyway.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
I guess we will attempt to monster reborn my own Chaos Command.
I will activate Spell Shield type B by discarding a spell card from my hand. I will negate your spell card.
Seems pretty good. There goes the grave. Would you like to have another one? You know how it is.
Offering at me defeat.
You know how it is playing against me in a form of Monster Reborn. Anyways, I would like to add this to my field, and I would like to equip it with a Big Bang Shot. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
And honestly, screw this. I'll just go all the way. Normal Giant Orc. Does it rival me?
No.
Alright. A battle phase 28 piercing. And 22. Lovely. Main 2, let's set this and pass, and Orc is in defense. Bro, I'm still like...
normal summon skilled Dark Magician.
Oh, yeah. That's the one for Dark Magician. Do you have a spell?
No.
Okay. This card is so broken.
I mean, it would be better than Spell Shield type A.
Yeah, it definitely would. Bro, I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah, let's go game 3. This is a train wreck of an episode. Are we about to complete 2 full matches in like record pace when compared to like any matchup we've played before?
Can I do another one?
Bro. Okay, hey. How about we just jump? We can do our end set banter now. You wanna just jump and do like a... You reckon you could make a couple adjustment at least for the spell shield and stuff like that now? It doesn't matter what the breakdown is on the episode. Or
I should.
you can just do the couple obvious ones. I just want one like proper game, because like the set is so dope, so cool, and then we're seeing nothing but this. Oh wait, I'm spoiling stuff. I forgot even that I actually made a prototype of Dark Crisis. I don't remember what I have in there, but yeah, this has been a lot of fun, for sure.
No.
This is like
no.
This is.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there, Chief.
Yeah, this is a train wreck. Like all the like cool stuff we have, and then It's just a blowout after blowout.
This is crazy. What the fuck?
Spell shield type B.
That card is so bad.
It
I was like,
is.
God, I need a card to negate spells, but the only other one is even more gimmicky. So I'll just use Spell Shield type A. Because it'll let me deal with the Dark Core and let me deal with Chaos Monster. Not Monster. What was it called again? My Body is a Shield. That's the one.
Yeah.
It let me deal with that, and
Yeah, Magic Raid is just a little bit better. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But hey, a first ever, instead of doing a best of 3 just match, we are doing 3 matches.
This is fucking insane. How fast are we going? Like, holy hell.
Too fast, clearly. But yeah, now, 1 good match. That's all I ask for.
Sure, we'll get 1 good match, right?
I mean, surely we won't go 3 without a proper match, right? Surely. But yeah, sorry to anyone who was actually subjected to watching this stuff, because yeah,
I think this is really fun. Actually.
I mean, I guess it can be entertainment as well, but it also can be this complete
way funnier because like it's completely different from everything else.
I mean, that's for sure. Yeah,
way more authentic in the sense that holy fuck, I'm so fucking mad at Yu-Gi-Oh right now.
I mean, yeah, that's Yu-Gi-Oh for you. But yeah, so context, I was sure, like, hey, I let Jeex know in advance multiple times that, yeah, next time we're doing Magician's Force as well as Tournament Pack 4.
I think this is mostly on me not confirming that, because I think you mentioned, oh, we have Tournament Pack 4 at some point. I mean, oh, yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
And I mean, if I mention it once, then it's like, bro.
Yeah, but
that I think that's like on both of us. I don't think that's just your problem. And even if it was like, because I don't think I ever like message confirmed, and usually like we tend to confirm stuff or message, so then it's like, okay, now we actually know and obviously remember stuff, because my ass is not remembering anything someone says 10 minutes ago. So literally if I mention it like end of last week's episode, I was like, okay, so next time we're doing Magician's Force and Tournament 4, so let's get excited for that. Then I mean, how the hell are you supposed to remember that? So
that is true, but I don't know, man. I feel like I should have totally remembered that.
I mean, it's but yeah, hopefully this is entertaining to some degree at least. These games are definitely like very fast though.
Yeah, they're at least probably interesting to watch, I'd hope.
Yeah,
like, they're completely different from every single slow game that we played up until now.
Yes, for sure.
And on top of that, they're getting something like completely fresh. Like this is a completely fresh experience right now. We're doing something after the first 2 sets.
A completely fresh experience. You get to experience a car wreck like right there. You're sitting on the sidelines and watching it happen in real time.
You get to experience pure hatred.
How's the deck building going, man?
So I took out My Body as a Shield. I took out Spell Shields. I took out 3 cards. I'm 40 cards now. I took out a Big Bang Shot. I took out a couple of monsters. I replaced them with Morphing Jars.
Why take Spell Shield out though? It's lit.
Coping, huh?
Bro, what?
You want to make your opponent go -1 so they can maybe use their spell after they set their hand so they don't get Morphing Jarred?
Bro.
Like, that's the thing that's most annoying here, because I had to, like, set my hand, because, like, that's a Morphing Jar, isn't it?
Yeah.
I need to set my fucking shit, so I gotta swing on that. Now it's like, fuck. I got punished.
Yeah, it's obviously there. Is it a Morphing Jar or is it not? I mean, last game I opened with 2, so what are the chances I didn't just open it 2 games in a row? And I mean, yeah, obviously it didn't help that I set 3 back row. The last 2 cards in my hand were Giant Orc and I want to say Monster Reborn, just because that card is obviously always in my starting hand. But yeah, if we've definitely learned something, is that I love playing in formats with Monster Reborn.
I fucking hate monster
Like,
form.
it's such a skillful card because, like, if you manage to time it just right, then you get a 6-wing with your Chaos Command Magician. Man, it's just personally, I think it's like one of the more skill expressive cards in the format.
I'm inclined to disagree.
Oh,
Just consider if I want to put a skilled white magician back into the deck.
fair. We were discussing earlier, and the one thing that I did say it also to you, but like the one thing that I figured when I was doing my like deck or through my deck, the one thing was like, bro, I get absolutely ass blasted by Buster Blader. But Jeex would have been playing Buster Blader, right?
Surely not. Surely he would have never played Buster Blader.
Narrator voice? So that was a fucking lie. Anyways, what's this like? I want to quickly actually hear. Whoops. I'm going to cut that out. Our first game was 10 minutes total. Then it was another 10 minutes. And this has ran for 8 minutes now. And that's it. We've done 2 fucking sets.
Fucking love it, dude.
We've done 2 sets in 20 minutes. And now we're like going into the third one. And we're 28 minutes into the recording. And that's it.
I don't know if Big Bang Shot is actually worth running simply because of the fact that it's kind of a breaky card. I feel like Rush Recklessly is worse than Big Bang Shot. What do you think?
I think they're kind of like... I do also think... I think Rush Recklessly is actually a little bit better, personally.
It's just a combat trick.
Yeah, just because you can set it, just because it's... In a like clash of like 2 boosts, Rush Recklessly is better because obviously it's bigger. It doesn't banish your stuff, which can be good because then your opponent doesn't get the target for Monster Reborn either, but also obviously you don't get it then either. But I don't know, I just like the flexibility of Rush, I guess, more.
That's true. I think I'm down making the deck now, and I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Set 3 time. I mean, this is like I said, I definitely think. I'll go scissors again. You can start.
Oh, okay.
Good. Now let's just one good set. All I ask for.
Let's go.
All right. Let's go. It's time for set number 3, and good luck.
Oh, I'm gonna go and I need to make hard decisions here. I'm gonna activate Pot of Greed.
Oh yeah, that's a difficult one for sure.
And then I'll
Just fire off an next.
card.
Okay, I was gonna say if there's a second one, I will scream.
Set more cards and I'll pass it over to you.
Seems good. The question is, what is your set? I think I'll just do a set, a T-pose, and pass it back.
Okay. I'll take my turn, and I would like it if I could mayhaps summon a giant orc.
Seems pretty good.
Gonna actually simply because that's not the right thing. I'll just set it. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I'm gonna swing into the morphing jar. Okay.
Yep. It's a roulette barrel, actually.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck.
It's a 2K wall, baby.
Where are you playing Royal Magical Library?
Roulette barrel is way funnier.
Okay.
All right. Heavy storm.
There's no heavy storm. I'm sorry to say.
What's your set? Do you want to tell me?
I mean, if you think about what I just said,
I mean,
probably figure it out.
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff is just pee pee poo poo, obviously. I guess a normal breaker. Anything on that?
No, that's fine. That's actually I'm considering. Uh, yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine.
Okay, I will get the counter. I will remove the counter. I will pop this. Not no,
You will
like
pop
no
my
idea
rock
what it is.
recklessly.
I mean, it could be anything. Damn.
What the fuck? He's cheating, dude. I mean, fuck you.
Do I get the attack boost?
No, I'm gonna target it to Giant Orc so you can't use Big Bang Shot.
I mean, I was never gonna do that anyway. I will just swing into the orc,
Okay, go.
and I will pass on that.
I go stand by main.
Now this is where you reveal that you have a morphing jar set yourself the whole time.
I mean, that would be kind of fucking wild, wouldn't it? That would be actually kind of wild. I'm gonna summon Breaker, the Magical Warrior.
Shit. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna use Breaker's effect.
Oh.
I'm gonna pop that.
Yeah.
Just in case.
It's a dark core.
Okay, and then I'm gonna trade these because I don't care about having good.
And now this is where I reveal my hand trap.
You
Honest
can't do that.
Neos.
Honest Neo.
It would even work, isn't it? For lights only.
It's only for hero cards. Actually.
Oh, okay, it was that way. Oh yeah, never mind. Honest was for lights.
Yeah. Okay. There's a dark honest though, I think.
Oh yeah, gotcha. I think we will send out this giant orc of mine. Is that okay?
I'm gonna have its attack points.
Ooh, yeah, that's not the greatest. Man.
I also realized when you pop the 2 magic drains, it doesn't work that way.
Oh, what do you mean?
Because you can't activate 2 of them back to back.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
not a stack.
We're just straight up cheating here. I mean, it wasn't enough of a train wreck already, so what's a little bit of me cheating?
Fucking forgot, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll cry now.
What the hell are you setting, my guy?
I don't know.
Because
I have no idea. Okay. Okay, sure.
I'll set another back row and I'll just pass on that.
Okay. Then I will set another monster and I will.
What the fuck is happening?
Then I will flip some and maybe I'm considering. That's gotta be a morphing gem, right?
Yeah, it is a very fluffy morphing jar.
That's a really scary morphing jar.
Especially in this situation where you take massive amounts of burn damage.
So like I was saying before we started, my entire sideboard before I got fucked 2 sets in a row, I had 3 disc koalas, 3 secret barrels, and then I had 3 anti-burn traps to specifically counteract the part where burn is kind of spooky.
Yeah. Okay, what we will do here is we will go battle phase.
Okay.
And now one of these has to be some bullshit.
Yeah. You can check both.
Yeah, I can check both, and that's the thing, like, it's gonna be another
Probably
vindictive.
should check both.
I will swing into this thing with orc.
Okay, it's a Royal Magical Library, baby.
Now the question is, do I want to risk running into another vindictive?
Do it. Actually, don't. Well, that's kind of risky because you're going to lose your trap infecting virus, so it's a huge minus unless you have my bot as a shield, which is then also effectively like a ±0, I guess, because you're just trading your trap infecting virus for that 1 card, right?
Yeah. Royal Library is too good. I will just go main 2. I will set this, not set this right, like that. I will set it like this. Its stuff is still halved.
Okay.
And I will
Activate trap infecting virus.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering which one do I want to pitch? How scared am I of your set? Actually, I will pitch my tribe infecting and declare.
And I activate my body as a shield.
Yeah.
I pay 1,500 life points, and I prevent you from destroying my monsters.
Yep. And
now,
I will.
this is important. If you have a my body as a shield, you can activate my body as a shield in response to my body as a shield, because my body as a shield has an effect that destroys monsters. I think.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure. I don't know how actually.
Oh, yeah, because it destroys it. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I have this set anyway.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Would you like to discard a spell?
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
You know, it's just I'm just really talented at this video game.
Man, I'm gonna summon.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to do that last turn. I won't lie.
I'm so glad I didn't swing into that.
And then I will.
No way. Ooh, yeah. I will elect to have its attack.
So it's at 1.2. Okay.
Yes.
That's kind of sad. I'm lying. Then I will set one card in case.
Yep. And
I'm thinking.
Yeah, all good.
That doesn't particularly matter. You're gonna have shit in hand anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll swing into the orc.
Yeah, orc is gone.
Then I go main phase 2, and I set a card, and I pass it over to you.
That's a lot of back row. How greedy am I? Is the question. And the answer tends to be very greedy. Yeah. Let us tribute this Triumph Infecting for a. Actually, do I? Yeah, I will. For a Chaos Command.
I will activate Adhesion Trap Hole.
Yep, it's also
What's up, buddy?
1200. Then
You gonna trade, buddy?
I'm thinking about it.
I don't think trading here is a good idea.
I'm thinking about it.
I don't think trading is a good idea. I think trading is a very, very dangerous
I'm
idea.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
I will do it.
You will do it, okay.
At least attempt to.
I accept this.
Alright. They're gone.
They are gone. Thank you. Then you're gonna Monster Reborn.
Then I'm gonna Monster Reborn.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. It is negated. Then I'm gonna Monster Reborn.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna Monster Reborn. You know how this goes, man. Don't have a third Magic Drain. This is my thing, you know? There is no way you have. I'm the sackiest player alive.
I activate Rivalry Warlord.
Alright, seems good. I will... Does it matter which one I target? I guess you could have autonomous action unit and you could take mine with that, and that's only for your opponent, so I guess I will take my own. And then set a card, fire off Kaiser Colosseum. Good luck. 3 monster borns. Like,
Sit one card, and I hello.
Dueling Board doesn't want us doing this anymore. Is it gonna be vindictive? Is the scary thing here? No, wait, I'm protected of monster effects. What am I actually afraid of? 2K wall doesn't matter. A magical merchant would be scary. Morphing jar would kinda suck. Just in case, yeah, I will summon Breaker and get the counter. And I will go battle phase and I'll swing with Chaos Command.
Death.
It is that.
Murder.
So Breaker's gone. And I'll just pass. We're actually playing the game now. Wow. Oh, never mind. I am playing the game now. I will set a card. And I will swing for a 24.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I summon Skilled Dark Magician, and I activate Big Bang Shot on Skilled Dark Magician, and I attack your face.
It is a old vindictive, so but I will still take the
activate.
Oh
my
shit!
Body as a shield.
So wait, how much am I taking? It's 400 more 23. I'm taking 1700. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Think we set and I will poke you for 100 over that. Which does this banish? Oh, okay, it's banish. Gotcha.
When this card leaves the field, it banishes the equipped monster. So if this gets popped, then it vanishes.
Yeah, gotcha. I will pass. Morphing jar.
Oops, that's not the right thing. This is supposed to be in defense now.
Yep. Ooh.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. Goodbye, Jojo. Okay.
So long.
It's that gone. Okay. And then I'm gonna activate this thing so I can special summon Chaos Command Magician on my side of the field from my graveyard. And I'm gonna send the Giant Orc to the graveyard.
I will trap hold that Chaos Command.
That's fine. That's fine.
Wait, how did Orc die?
There's a Revelry Warlord.
Oh, wait. I'm just now wondering, because this lovely card, Kaiser Colosseum, since Orc is...
There's one.
Oh, yeah, true. You got rid of my thing first. You're right. Gotcha. Now it is tiny-ish, but it's still pretty annoying. Also, this shouldn't be here anymore.
By the way, I have 14 cards in my deck.
Yes.
And every 7th card in my deck currently is a Pot of Greed.
Oh yeah. Have I used one either? No. Oh, neither of us actually use.
I've used one.
Oh,
I used one
wait,
turn
yeah,
one.
you had the one in your
Yeah.
first turn. Gotcha.
But yeah, the rest of this game is gonna be kind of weird. Because if I hit a pot of greed, my chances of hitting a monster reborn are huge, and I have another chaos command magician in my graveyard, and you can't sack with monster reborns anymore.
Yeah, you also have 2 more royal magic
Yeah.
libraries left, so it is quite scary indeed. I mean, we definitely need to get rid of this thing. I think I will just normal tribe and just swing over this thing for 400.
Yeah.
Then let's go main 2. Let's set and pass on that. But hey, we finally actually got a very good back and forth game. Although I did once again draw into 3 monster reborns.
I said Royal Magical Library, and it's your turn.
Yep. A draw standby main.
That's totally not a bait, by the way.
I'm sure it's not.
Surely it's not Old Vindictive Magician, right? Who would do such a thing?
It would never be that, obviously.
Just double checking that I have 3 engraving. So this scam doesn't work.
What do I want to do here? I think I will have to poke into this and see what it is.
It's a magical life.
Who could have seen this coming? I mean, I will have to kill it.
No.
Main 2. It's weird, but I think it is the right thing to do. I will set and pass.
I will
Pot of Greed.
summon
Pot of Greed.
Breaker the Magical Warrior.
Ouch. I don't
okay?
I don't like that. Yes, it is. I don't like it, but it's okay.
Okay. Then I will activate Monster Born,
Seems pretty good. That's fine.
targeting Chaos Command Magician.
That is okay.
I will attack Tribe Infecting Virus.
Yep. It goes to the grave. I take 300.
300. Yeah. I will attack your Old Vindictive Magician.
It is a rule of barrel number 2, baby.
What is this card, dude? And then I will end my turn. Like here, now this is what it was supposed to be. But then we had Morphing Jar. And then we had
Wait.
Monster
By the way, there I actually have a monster on the field. So by Kaiser Coliseum, you technically wouldn't be allowed to summon your Chaos Gambit. But I cheated, so it's
no,
fine.
You had 2 cards on the field, right? Yeah,
one or more monsters on the field of the control of
one
this
or
card.
More, his or her opponent can place a
them.
monster on the field if his or her numbers of monsters would exceed the number of monsters that are on the field of this card.
Oh wait,
you have 2 monsters,
yeah, you
so I
did
can
that
summon
way.
2 monsters.
God.
Come on, guy, you should know this card. Come on, man.
This is the reason why every game when we played, every game after game 1, I've always sided out of it. Guys, like, bro, I don't want to think of this card.
It's like an additional rule that nobody wants to deal with, and that's that's about it.
And that is why I very much would like to activate Dark Core and use the other Kaiser Coliseum as fuel for it.
That's okay. I'm willing to accept this.
And then go Orc. Orc swing over Breaker for 300. Orc to defense and Orc pass turn. But hey, this one's been actually a very good game, I think. Do not Pot of Greed. Yeah, one more monster bar, right? Yeah.
So I'm thinking right now.
Yep.
What are the odds that your current card in hand is Chaos Command Magician?
I don't know. I think it would be the odds would be 1 out of 17. Math is hard.
17. Math is kind of hard. Yeah, it's weird. It's like 70%, maybe. I don't know. I'm just wondering if I should just normal summon my morphing jar and attack your giant orc to get rid of your tribute fodder. Because I think that's a gamer play, dude.
It is a play you're allowed to make. I wasn't that
gamer
much.
play and fucking...
There is no fucking. Okay, sure. I mean, orc is dead.
Fuck you. I will not stand for this.
Wait, is it? No. Or? No. Shit.
Hello? Big bang shot on giant orcs.
Was someone breaker?
Jar. Yeah, that's fine.
Get the thingamajiggy?
Big bang shot.
I will use big bang shot.
Yeah, you'll use big bang shot, and that's gonna be 1,600 damage.
Yeah, it's 200 off.
Yeah.
Lethal. And I think I do want to keep the counter. The rival isn't doing much here.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Let's skip Dark Magician.
Thankfully, no pots. Well, I mean, that was a good game, apart from the fact that I drew 3 Monster Reborns, but you know, that's part of the game.
Who the fuck draws 3 Monster
Bro,
Reborns?
how many sets have we played with Monster Reborn in them by this point, you know?
What the fuck?
That's my new favorite card, actually, like low-key. Anyways, let's go game 2.
I'm gonna cry, man.
I've seen no reason to. I think our games have been like great. Personally, I think like both sides have displayed tremendous amounts of skill. So
I don't care about the fuck. I'm gonna just say a Royal Magical Librarian pass.
So it's always the 50-50. Is it actually Royal?
It's actually a 1 in 3. Is his Morphing Jar? Is it Vindictive? Is it Royal Magical Library? Those are the only 3 cards you're ever gonna see me set in this deck. So
that's fair.
There was Apprentice Magician in the first draft until we got Morphing Jar. Then why would I even play that anymore? What the fuck is that?
It could be anything. It could be anything. Go ahead. I'll tell you, it's not Royal Magical Library.
Okay. I'll set another one. I'll pass it over to you. Don't
you love to see it.
Don't use Morphing Jar.
You love to see it. Anyways, I would like to activate White Dragon Ritual. Tributing this giant orc in my hand.
I really don't want to do this, man. Because I want to let you get the content. So I'll let you use White Dragon Ritual through my Magic Drain, okay? Even though your only card in hand is the fucking Ritual monster.
I mean, yeah, you don't know that.
I know, it's because you can't use it.
I cheated once before.
True.
Anyway, I do appreciate it. And I will summon Paladin of White Dragon.
This is for the content.
I do appreciate it. I mean, hell, we haven't gotten enough content in our 3 sets already, so, you know. I do appreciate it.
Best episode ever.
This is great. Actually,
I feel like in the future, if we ever have a similar situation where the sets go by so fast, we should absolutely do another one where we just fucking lose it, man. Just add some random shit in there.
Yes, why not? Fuck it. We ball.
Fuck it. We ball.
I will flip summon this Ultra Vindictive target.
Don't pop that one. Don't pop that one. Don't pop that one. Okay. Don't pop
okay. I will pop this one.
Pop the World Magical Library. Okay.
Okay, and then
don't attack it. Don't attack.
it.
Come on. I gotta set this other one too. Okay.
All right, sure. I will go main 2, and I will tribute off.
Oh no.
My Paladin of White Dragon to summon from my deck the most powerful monster ever. Did I cite into it? Okay, I did. Blue
Yeah.
eyes, white dragon.
Okay,
This is
okay,
where your
that's fine, that's
adhesion
fine,
trap
yeah.
hold it.
That's kind of sick, my guy. Yeah, that's fine.
And pass.
I will go standby main. I will set one card. I will set another card. I will flip some morphing jar.
Oh, okay. This
I
is
will
fine.
draw 5 cards. Okay, and then I will activate Pot of Greed.
Ooh, that's a lot of
And
cards.
then I will
Pot of greed.
set,
Oh.
set 3
Okay,
cards.
well, sure.
Then I'm gonna just swing over your old vindictive. Not non-action. Not fucking. Not fucking. No. I'm not even gonna swing. No.
All right.
That's whatever. That's whatever.
Just
I'm gonna let you go along with your turn. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to normal summon. Send you of the 1,000 hands.
Okay. That is acceptable. Yes.
I will add to my hand a Paladin of White Dragon from my deck.
I will, in response to your effect resolving, I'm gonna activate Rivalry of Warlords.
Fuck everything that isn't a dragon.
Yeah.
Then I will activate White Dragon Ritual. This is where you can now magic raid. Yeah, it makes sense. Then I will. Do I? I mean, I could, but. I think I will just. Oh wait, I forgot. Whatever. Set this thing, and then we go battle, and I will swing over this thing.
Morphing jar. Yeah, that's gonna be 2,300 damage.
Yep, and with that, I will pass.
Okay, I will go standby main. Then I will. Ooh, that's a bad one. I'm gonna summon Tribe Infecting Virus.
Okay.
I'm gonna discard all Vindictive Magician and respond to Blue Eyes White Dragon. Sorry, I'm gonna say,
Yeah, it is gone.
Yeah. I'm gonna double check something about my body's shield, by the way.
Oh, go ahead.
Can't find a ruling about that. Does Vicer does say? This guy knows something about master. You put. Oh, you can. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Gatling Dragon. You cannot activate my body as a shield as a Gatling Dragon because it has not yet been decided if any monsters will be destroyed or not. So it means you can't activate my body as a shield in response to my body as a shield because the fact that my body as a shield may not destroy monsters.
Oh, okay.
It may also destroy spells or traps. So it probably works that way.
Okay, so you can't do it in response to another my body.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just confirm.
Yeah, I will take.
I'm gonna swing with Tribe Fires.
16.
And then I will pass.
Okay. Draw standby main. That's interesting. I will attempt to just the normal breaker. Is that okay?
That is acceptable, yes.
I will get the counter. Then we'll go battle face and swing over tribe.
I'm gonna activate Rush recklessly.
Yep. And I will take 400 crit.
Yep.
Yeah. 400 and a breaker to actually. I guess I might. Realized. I will attempt to do this, I guess.
Oh, that's not the right card. I'm not supposed to use that. That's not what I'm thinking. I was thinking you used Rush recklessly, but forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, my brain had a moment last game as well where I wanted to. I think it was last game. But there was definitely a moment where I like wanted to magic
Oh, you
drain.
gain 400. By the way.
Magic drain. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, same.
I forgot.
Because it has magic in its name. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And
I think you want to pop the rivalry warlords, my guy. I think rivalry warlords is kind of scary. It's not totally limiting me as well, so you should probably just consider
I'm
maybe.
sure this set doesn't worry about that.
Surely isn't another morphing jar.
I mean, obviously, I won't pop the magic drain. I'm a gambling man actually, so I like to pop this one instead.
Well, I actually just use my body as a shield to prevent you from popping my magic drain, huh?
That is true. And there we go, main 2, and we will pass.
There you go. Stand by main. And how much of a gambling man am I?
I don't like that.
I'm very much of a gambling man. I'm gonna set a card. I'm gonna flip some morphing jar. Yeah.
Seems pretty good. I will get rid of a morphing jar, a paladin, a morphing jar, and another breaker. Okay. And I will draw 5.
So you thought we were playing like some kind of what do you call those things again? Normal beatdown deck, right?
Yeah.
This was actually self-mill all along.
Okay.
So that's how that goes, my guy.
Next turn you just drop a Jeex and win. Or whatever the blue oracle thingy is that does the same thing.
Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah, Thassa's Oracle, yeah. That's the game we're playing now.
That's exactly what we're playing right now. I'm gonna normal summon breaker.
Okay. I'm assuming you get rid of your breaker.
Get rid of my breaker. I'm gonna get rid of your breaker.
But for rivalry.
Oh no, I'm gonna get rid of the morphing jar. Yeah, sorry.
Well, why would you do that though?
I don't really like my morphing jar, I'll be honest.
That's fucked up, man. Your breaker is gone, and I take 300.
Then I will set 1 card, and then I will pass it over to you.
Seems pretty good. I draw standby main.
Can I, okay, so I've used 2 morphing jars. I've drawn a total of like 15 cards from my deck.
Yeah.
And I have not got another Pot of Greed or a Monster Reborn since.
I mean, I haven't seen a Pot of Greed in a long time, but I do got this. Anything on that? I would like to target my own blue eyes.
I kinda don't like that, so I'll make you use another one.
Oh, I would rather throw this white.
Okay, I'm fine down.
And yeah, let's get this boy back on the field. Anything on the summon?
I will activate a Legion Trap Hole.
Yep, so it's a 1500 now.
It's a 1500 boy, and if you put Big Bang Shot on that boy, he's still gonna fucking die when you swing it on the breaker, the magical warrior.
That is true.
Which may be a valuable play, in fact, because you get to reset his attack if you give him Big Bang Shot.
Or I can instead elect to
recklessly.
Dark Core and to get rid of my Old Vindictive for that.
That's kind of silly. Why would you do that?
I guess I want my dragon to be able to attack, you know?
Okay, I can respect that.
Then I'll set a card and pass it back.
I'll go. Stand by main. I will activate Dark Core.
Yep, I'm assuming targeting the blue eyes.
Targeting the only legal target, yes.
Yes, so that will get banished.
Yes, banished. Now you can't now you can't special summon him.
Oh wait, before we do that, I'll try this. I always forget I have this.
That's acceptable.
Okay.
That's acceptable.
I always forget I have this set. I'm so sorry.
Nah, it's fine. Then I'll normal summon Giant Orc.
Oh, well, it's gone. Either way.
And it's gone, yeah.
Well, it was fun, but hey, now if I get another Monster Reborn, I can get it back. Or your last card in your hand is a Monster Reborn.
Oh, a worth play, yeah. Can you remove that?
I draw a standby main. Monster Reborn.
That's skilled, I can't believe it.
I mean, it's just, you know. Anything on that?
No.
Yeah, I would like to get this back. Then, I guess it does make sense. I'll just use this to pop your thing and then obviously get rid of it. all vindictive. And then...
Actually, I'm gonna use my body as a shield.
Okay. Seems pretty good. You're obviously taking way less damage that way. Which is what I would say if I didn't have a dark core and something for it in my hand. Don't you love Monster Reborn, Jeex? Isn't it just such a fascinating card? My last Monster Reborn was in 4 draws. In my defense, though, I activated a single Pot of Greed this whole episode.
I activated 2 morphing jars, a pot of greed, and I drew like 4 times, and I didn't see a single Monster Reborn, dude.
If
it's not in your defense.
Well, I mean, I tried. But yeah, but yeah, like, I don't know. I think if I have time when I'm editing this to go through it, I would like to see like how many Monster Reborns I actually used this whole episode. Wait, was it my 4th last card? Was I looking the wrong way? Oh, it was the 3rd last card. Never mind. So then I was really unlucky on that, huh? You know, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, yes. That's how that works, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this was certainly one of the episodes of all time. What a train wreck. I mean, I'm at least glad.
I never want to see Monster Reborn ever again, dude.
Personally, I think it's like a pretty cool card and it just makes games more fun, but I guess that's just me. But yeah, these were fun games, fun sets all around, definitely, for both of us. And the more skilled player won. I don't know what else to say, really.
I'm gonna cry.
But yeah, next time it's Dark Crisis. There is no tournament pack for that, and I will make sure to say that a couple more times so we don't get a situation like this time. But if you somehow made it this far, hope you enjoyed the 3 sets, and hopefully that was at least entertaining.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a very good
sorry.
thing. Like, yes. My ass cheated probably a couple times by using multiple magic drains. I probably also had stacked my deck given the amount of Monster Reborns, but you know.
I am.
Personally, I think that's just a smart play to do. And what can I say? Never punished for playing 43 cards, you know?
True. Never punished. Absolutely never punished. I even cut myself down to 40 cards and I still couldn't draw my Monster Report.
I mean, it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. But all things considered, like, I think the set definitely was cool. I don't know if we managed to showcase that in a way that we actually wanted to. But this was certainly an experience. And
I think this new rule that we came up with was a fucking mistake.
Personally, I think it was a cool idea. And don't say we came up with that. That's all you. My dumbass never would have thought of that.
I think it's better to say that we came up with it, because then it sounds like, you know,
I contributed in some way.
a team effort, you know?
I mean, I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. And also, let's all remember in this game as well, Jeex did allow me to summon a Paladin of the White Dragon through
I wonder how this would have gone if you couldn't use them.
Probably a long time, because my... Actually, wait, was it from the top? I can't remember. It was either 3rd from the top or 3rd from the bottom where I had blue eyes, because I'm literally just running one.
Oh, fuck.
So, probably...
I mean, you got another one a bit later on, so I just can't find it.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I started off with, like, basically already the ritual package, then I drew into another one of the spell and send you. So, that obviously helps, so...
To be fair, you also let me keep my morphing jars, you know, until I could set the other one, so... I
mean, that's fair. I mean, we were just
big.
We were having fun with it anyway, so... Yeah. This was, all things considered, this, like... This episode was more of just us goofing around, I guess, so...
This was so chaotic, man. I can't
This
fucking believe it.
definitely, definitely. But I mean,
But it was beautiful. I think this was a great episode.
oh, before we wrap this up, by the way, what were you running in your
I
extra?
had literally every single card you could run.
Oh, gotcha. So yeah, you probably weren't gonna go into other stuff than Dark Paladin. How many polys were you running, by the way?
One.
Ooh, spicy.
And I don't even have a single Busted Blader in my main deck right now.
Oh, fair, fair. I mean, Dark Paladin it's gonna be crazy if it hits the field, but you're running one break and then one actually good monster, but it needs 2 tributes, so yeah. But, you know, I mean, with Morphing Jar and Monster Reborn, everything is possible.
Yeah.
Fulfill your
Morphing
wildest
Jar
dreams.
is so fucking good. Fucking love that card.
Like, being able to turbo discard stuff and just draw through your deck and then have Monster Reborns, it's a pretty fun set, you know? But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up on that. It's kind of funny that in the end, like, with all of that shit done, we maybe did a similarly timed episode than what our usual ones have been. And that's by playing 3 sets, but this was fun. I'm glad we ended up going all the way, because this was still better. I mean, we're never gonna get a, like, you know, actually good set if there's Monster Reborn included with any decent targets, because that card just seems to be glued to my hand. But we definitely got some fun moments here.
I have to agree that Monster Reborn feels like the worst possible card to play against, because there's actually no ounce to it outside of purely negating it. But if the negates to it aren't like omni negates, like you can just respond to them with something, then they're objectively weak in comparison. Because a Monster Reborn for one card, like going 2 for 1 effectively, or actually you exchange 2 cards from your hand from 1 card in the graveyard and -1 your opponent as well.
Yeah,
it's so worth, because you get tempo, you get more board advantage, you get, like, depending on the card you get out there on the field, you can just completely win.
Yeah.
So I think Monster Reborn is a degenerate card.
It's really crazy, and especially like for now when it's still like although like we had the first 2 sets, like they were really swingy from side to side, it's still like for the most part the matches are pretty slow, so being able to special summon anything from either player's grave is such a huge swing in, like you said, tempo, and just really puts a lot of speed into the game.
Yeah, I feel like we kinda, by adding this rule, we grieved this set a little, because this set had a card that's interesting, because it's like a Monster Reborn and Premature Burial, but so gimped that you'd have to actually play around it.
Yeah, like you pay a cost. It's only your opponent's grave. That's why I ended up, like, initially I was just going to run more Rush recklessly, but I ended up running, I think, 2 Rush and 2 Big Bang in my initial build, which I forgot to change for this now when we were actually adding Monster Reborn, because like my initial build had those and then 2, I think, autonomous action unit, because the banishing is actually then good with Big Bang, because you don't want your opponent reusing your cards, and with that you can only summon your opponent, so you banishing cards is actually a good thing in that scenario. So I do agree on that. Like, it's definitely, we didn't get to showcase that, which would have been interesting, but I do still think that on the long run this will be definitely cool, and it did give some avenues to potentially us seeing stuff like Dark Paladin. I mean, you did play Buster Blader, which wouldn't have shown up otherwise.
I played it in my side deck, and the first game, like you saw, or first set of games, I played it in my main deck. I played one off of Dark Magician and one off of Buster Blader.
Yeah.
And then in this, I played 1 Dark Magician, and I think I played 2 copies of Skilled Dark Magician. Skilled Dark Magician.
Yeah.
Because I caught 1 out, so I could add another Tribe Infecting Virus and a Morphing Jar and a billion other things. But I think this set, excluding all the stuff that, like, I was yelling about earlier, and excluding Monster Reborn, I think this set is really cool. I like Giant Orc a lot. Like, I think Giant Orc is a really, like, the same with Goblin Attack Force.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar situation, except we have piercing damage in this set, so it's actually a relevant thing for whether or not you attack with it.
Yeah,
Most of the time, you're obviously going to attack with it then.
Yeah, I think the dynamic with that, with the addition of Big Bang Shot, definitely like makes it very cool in the context of this set in particular. I do agree, and like I'm glad that I've learned my lesson and actually like go through stuff a lot now, because I think we talked about it before we started recording, that I think I had like 2, maybe 3 iterations of this deck before I even noticed like, hey, Giant Orc is actually a thing. So
Yeah.
definitely
I think
a big thing.
Giant Orc was like the first card that stuck out to me when I was going through everything, because that's 2+2k wall. That's
Yeah.
actually good. Like I can just summon it in attack, and you have to deal with it using cards, and you have to go 2 for 1 minimum usually, or 1 for 1 at least, or you have to use stuff like Breaker, Rush Recklessly, or I didn't even know Rush Recklessly was in this, so I thought you only had like Big Bang Shot on
Yeah.
Breaker.
Yeah.
So you have to summon Breaker, you'd swing with that.
But yeah, I can't believe you weren't playing the best 2k wall, which name I already forgot.
You don't even have it in this.
It's yeah, I sided out
It's
because I had
sided out.
side out of 8 cards for the Blue Eyes and Paladin package. I sided out of, I think I had 2 of that, 2 Magical Merchant, 2 Kaiser Colosseum, and then something I can't remember.
So I'm gonna have to say this because I didn't know this, but you can't use my body as a shield in the battle or damage step apparently.
Oh wait, preventing actual like battle
Yeah,
destruction?
you can't use it to prevent flip monsters from destroying your monsters.
Oh, you can't.
You can't. That's
Why
that's
is
the main
that?
thing I was using for, because it's damage step is weird. Most effects cannot be activated during the damage step, which is there's cards that specifically say they cannot be activated during the damage step, and cards that specifically say even during the damage step. So
Okay.
sometimes when we have cards such as my body as a shield, which could prevent destruction during any other period of time, it should say except during the damage step,
Gotcha. I mean, you know,
but it does not.
I cheated with Magic Drain. I think doing a little bit of cheating it's fine.
Yeah.
I just
Normalize cheating a little bit.
yeah, you know, a
Normalize
little
cheating,
bit of
troublemaker.
some cheeky cheating, you know. But yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching the episode. Even though it was an absolute train wreck, we did manage to finally like get the whole time of these to 1.5 hours. Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, that was a good.
Yeah, this is gonna be a 2-hour episode, so have fun with that. If you somehow manage to make it here, then hey, awesome. Thank you.
Minimum 2 hours, right? Because you had breakdowns on top of that.
Yeah, and you know, our breakdowns, we are really good at doing them really quickly.
I'm gonna be really good. I'm gonna break kayfabe real quick. I do all my deck breakdowns in after, so I'm gonna have a hard time talking about all this stuff without talking about Tournament Pack 4, because I didn't know about that according to the breakdown timeline. So
Yeah, so Jeex will obviously hide that in his deck breakdown, but now that's the thing. If you somehow manage to make it to this really niche portion towards like the end of the video in a 2-hour long video, then you get to peek behind the curtains a little bit. So, but don't tell anyone else. If you make it here, don't tell anyone else. Let's keep that our little secret. But yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you once again for the game Jeex. I'm glad we ended up doing a couple sets, so we actually got more competitive matches once again, but hopefully Dark Crisis will be less sacky. So
I hope so too.
yeah, we will see you hopefully next time on that. So have a good day, y'all, and peace.